Judicial Edge. The pursuit of truth.
I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. You live in Houston, dude. You don't live in another state. People like their guns and they like their cars. And when you mess with the wrong person, they're going to shoot your ass dead in a heartbeat to keep what's theirs. How many countless stories do you hear of someone running away from one of these types of situations? They get shot in the back.
Whoa, that's not a warning. That's a Texas-sized prophecy. The judge just told this he's one wrong driveway away from a buée. But here's the kicker. The co-defendant had the key fobs, the backpack, the ski mask. Yet mom's here hoping for a second chance. Does a reality check like that actually scare someone straight? Or is it already too late?
Are you here with someone today? Are you mom? Come on up. You are mom.
I know.
Okay, thank you so much for coming.
Absolutely.
Mr. Patrick, you're charged with burglary of a motor vehicle. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Judge, on April 7, 2025 in Harris County, Texas, officers were dispatched to a burglary of a motor vehicle call. The defendants were located and matched the description the complaining witness gave to the officers. The complaining witness stated defendants entered the vehicle and tried to steal it by breaking the ignition cover. The complaining witness stated her neighbor was leaving for work and it scared the defendants off. The defendants left a screwdriver in the motor vehicle. The complaining witness stated that the ring camera caught the incident. The co-defendant was found to have 2 key fobs on his person, and both key fobs belonged to other individuals. The screwdriver and gloves were found in the defendant's backpack, and a ski mask was found on the co-defendant's person. The defendant provided false information, and the defendant was eventually identified by mobile AFIS.
There's so many holes in this thing. I mean, how do we know it was him? Was he in the car? Where did they catch him? Did they go running after him? I mean,
Judge, if I can just...
it's a complete disjointed. So yet you know.
Judge, the law enforcement officers were dispatched and were given a description of 2 individuals by the complaining witness who had it on a ring camera of the individuals breaking into a vehicle. And
Did they see him? Does the report say that they saw Mr. Patrick?
just a description given, Judge. And then the law enforcement officers on dispatch located the 2 defendants nearby.
Does it say that there, or are you assuming?
To Burglary, they advised the last direction of travel being east of the residence and northbound intersection of Maryland. After a brief search, both defendants were obtained on foot, matching the description provided by one complaining witness. The complainant advised that they made entry into a vehicle and advised they attempted to steal the vehicle by breaking the ignition cover. Due to a manufacturing flaw, upon exposing the ignition, the vehicle can be started without the ignition key. The complainant advised her neighbor directly across was leaving for work, and both defendants began to leave on foot when they heard noise. And then they found a screwdriver was found on the vehicle floorboard. The complainant advised that her doorbell camera captured the incident and provided a positive description of both suspects, both being males wearing dark hoodie sweaters, black pants, both slender in build and being tall, and the one being tall and one being short. After a pat-down search of the defendant, defendant 2 was found to have 2 key fobs stuck into his pants, and one fob belonged to a Dodge that was connected from another burglary of a motor vehicle. That was not the charge you'd be here, Judge.
Is Mr. Patrick defendant 1 or defendant 2?
He's defendant 1, Judge.
He doesn't have the key fob. It's the other gentleman.
That's correct, Judge.
He's the one that has the stuff in the backpack.
Just want to verify that, Judge. That's correct.
Patrick, I'm gonna find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. You live in Houston, dude. You don't live in another state. People like their guns and they like their cars. And when you mess with the wrong person, they're going to shoot your ass dead in a heartbeat to keep what's theirs. How many countless stories do you hear of someone running away from one of these types of situations? They get shot in the back. It's only a matter of time. Was this in the middle of the night?
It was early in the morning, Judge, around 6 a.m.
Patrick, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I am now going to put a whole host of conditions to make sure that you do not fall through the system or the cracks, because we don't need another statistic or we don't need another person dead. Do you understand me? The first is that you are not to hang around with the co-defendant in this case. You are not to use alcohol, illegal drugs, and I'm going to send you for a test right now because I want to know what, if anything, is in your system, and you're to come right back. Do you understand? If you fail the test, if you fail to come back, it's not going to go well for you. I'm now also going to put a monitor on your ankle so I know where you are at all times. One false move, you will stay with me. I need your help, Mom. I can't do this alone. You and me together, we can make this thing work. Tell me about him. What does he do? Is he in school now?
Well, I did, so he's school, so he did go to school, but
Okay. Wonderful.
He did have sign up for a job, so he was looking for a job, so he do have a job.
Well, what I was going to do is I was going to order him and only give him time so that he can go to school, and then he goes back home. And then he stays at home, doesn't go anywhere else. I don't want him out in the middle of the night. You're not to be in possession of any weapons as well. If I find that you have any weapons, if I find that you pick up a new case, it's not going to go well for you. I will protect my city at all costs. I don't care what you are, how old you are, anything. Do you understand? We will work with you to make sure that everything works together. I'm going to pay for everything so you won't have to pay for anything. I'm going to give you a lawyer today. So we just need to know what schedule. Do you work?
I work Wednesday through Saturday.
And then you're out.
Then I'm off.
I mean, you're out like out working. My only fear is that when the cat's away, the mice will play. So that's why while you're at work, he stays at home. I'm going to test you like crazy to make sure that you're not using anything. Do you understand? You must stay in school full time. The GPS monitor will tell me where you are at all times. And if you leave school, try to skip class, I'm gonna skip your bond. Do you understand? Okay. Shoot.
So, just a couple of years on, so him that, don't have a curfew right now, because we're not gonna work for him. So, yeah, I wish to,
Okay, so let me get your lawyer. We got to figure out a schedule because I don't want him out just hanging around and doing whatever. If he gets a job, then we can work with a schedule. But other than that, I probably just got to stay at home. You know, I don't want him out just screwing around because, you know, okay, we'll work together. You must listen to Mom. If Mom tells me that you start acting like a knucklehead, you will stay with me and you will earn your degree with me behind bars. Do you understand? If she tells you to jump, you ask how high. Do you understand, Mr. Patrick? Okay. All right, Mom. Please, and just hang tight and then we'll hook you up.
Hold up. She allegedly gouged the new girlfriend's eyes, and now her family is allegedly pressuring the victim to drop it? The judge draws a hard line, but the real twist, Miss Mendoza calls the ex-boyfriend her husband. Messy love triangle, flying fists, and a possible witness tampering side dish. Would you trust a no-contact order to hold in this soap opera?
Miss Mendoza, you're charged with assault, bodily injury. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable. That remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor. On March 16, 2024, Harris County Sheriff's Office was dispatched to 514 Salma Court in Harris County, Texas for an assault call. The complaining witness reported that her ex-boyfriend's new girlfriend, the defendant, assaulted her. The complaining witness got an email from her ex asking her to meet at his workplace in Harris County, Texas. The complaining witness arrived, and as she was getting out of her vehicle, the defendant ran up to her and started grabbing the complaining witness by the hair and punching her, causing her pain. The complaining witness was trying to clarify that her ex contacted her, but the defendant continued to strike the complaining witness and reportedly tried to gouge her eyes out. The complaining witness's ex-boyfriend was a witness and pulled the defendant off of the complaining witness. The defendant was trying to contact more people to show up and also assault the complaining witness.
Any alcohol or anything like that play a factor in it?
There's no indication of that, and I've spoke to the complaining witness and it didn't seem so either.
We have a prior assault from 2 years ago, give or take. Any of these same parties alleged in this prior assault?
Different witnesses, judge, and complainants.
Okay, Ms. Mendoza, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case and not to be in possession of any weapons. You're also not allowed to have contact with the other witness in this case as well. If I find that you do, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. No more PR bonds for you. I will protect my county at all costs. Do you understand?
Yes, but
I'm not gonna, this is not a negotiation. I'm ordering you not to have any contact with either of these people. Do you understand?
yes, it's just that he's my husband though, the witness.
How old are you, ma'am?
I'm 25.
You have the ability to hire a lawyer.
No.
I can have you fill out an application. I'll take a look to see whether you're qualifying. I need to know everything about you, ma'am. I need to know how much money you make, how much money you have coming in, money in the bank, cars, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and then we'll take a look to see whether you qualify. He's going to give you an application. I'm going to have you sign a receipt with Victoria. We'll have you take your seat in the jury box while we get your bond conditions created. Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions. All right, Deputy Miranda will give you the application.
While the defendants are, can I express some of the concerns from the complaining witness?
Okay, hold on, ma'am.
I just want to make the court aware of everything that's going on. Thank you, Judge.
Yes, of course.
I spoke to her yesterday, and she told me that the defendant's family contacts her regularly, and that the defendant contacted the complaining witness trying to get her to sign an affidavit of non-prosecution. And it's, I believe it's the defendant's boyfriend's mother that's been contacting her is one of her concerns. And she states that she's been threatened civil legal action if she doesn't drop this lawsuit. And the defendant's boyfriend's mom, she relayed to me, actually reached back out to her while I was on the phone with her yesterday and was attempting to contact her. And she wanted me to get with her after this court date.
You are not allowed to have any contact, and I don't want to hear that any other parties are trying to make contact with the complaining witness. If I find that they do, it is you that will be in jail at a very high bond. Do you understand? So reach out to the complaining witness, let them know if they hear anything else from any other persons, then we'll bring them back and then we'll take care of it.
Judge, thank you.
Please, and then if you can file all those conditions.
Empty beer can on the floorboard, a 0, 094 and a 0, 103, and a driveway hit and run at his own neighbors. The judge makes him swear an oath not to drive, violate it, and it's contempt plus jail. The real lesson, no excuse gets you behind that wheel. If you're as hooked on these courtroom shockers as we are, drop a like, share your verdict in the comments, and subscribe for more. See you in the next docket. Wine.
Morning, Mr.
Buenos
Hernandez
días,
Ramos.
señor Hernández Ramos.
Buenos días.
That's jail.
Back.
You're on bond for a DWI. You signed an affidavit with me promising me that you would not drive.
A manejar.
And now you've picked up a new DWI.
¿Puedo hablar o no?
Can I speak or no?
You're going to do probable cause on the case. You have the right to remain silent. A can will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Necesitaría uno, señor.
Okay.
Está bien.
Not a problem.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes, sir.
Judge, on May 4th, 2025, officers were at a Shell gas station. And observed the defendant near the driver door of his vehicle, and observed what appeared to be an open container in a black plastic bag on the center console of the truck. The defendant was visibly intoxicated with unsteady gait, balance, and almost fell attempting to enter his vehicle. Law enforcement officer advised the defendant in Spanish it was probably not a good idea for him to enter his vehicle in his condition, which he acknowledged and did not enter the truck. Once officers returned to their vehicle, officers observed the defendant in the driver's seat of the pickup truck and was seen turning the vehicle on. Officers at this time began a DWI investigation and observed the odor of alcoholic beverage on the defendant's person and breath. The defendant also had poor balance and gait and was having to lean on his vehicle for proper balance. The defendant spoke in slurred Spanish and when asked, admitted to drinking prior to driving. The defendant stated he had drunk 2 12-ounce beers at home prior to arriving at the gas station and had only eaten tacos at approximately 12 p.m. earlier in the day. This time, upon observing the inside of the vehicle, there was no container found of 32-ounce Modelo bottle that was cold to the touch. The law enforcement officer then carried out standardized blood sobriety test and observed 6 out of 6 clues on the HGN, 6 out of 8 clues on the walk and turn, and 3 out of 4 clues on one leg stand.
Question.
Sorry.
I read that.
The defendant consented to a breath test in 0.185 and 0.186.
Where was this? I'm pretty sure you said it. I just.
Shell gas station?
In Harris County, Texas.
Mr. Hernandez, let me express my deep disappointment with you. Not only did you promise me when you picked up the first DWI that you would not drive, not only did you promise me that you would not allegedly consume alcohol, not only last time, like this time, have alcohol in the car while allegedly driving. I would presume that it's damn elementary that you're not to have alcohol in the car while you are driving. Anything you say to me will go in one ear and will go out the other, because I know, given the facts, you refuse to comply with bond conditions. As a result, I am now revoking your bond on the first case and I'm setting it at $25,000. And on your second case, I will do the same. I think that you are a deep and utter danger to our county, and nothing will protect our citizens from you other than Jay. I don't know if you are going to get out. If you do, you were ordered to remain under house confinement. You will have a GPS monitor on your ankle on one, and on your other ankle, you will get a scram device so I know that you're not consuming alcohol. I am now going to decide whether I'm going to have a contempt hearing, because now you could be facing an additional 6 months in jail for violating, or perhaps violating, this affidavit that you signed promising us you're not going to drive. I'm now also ordering you not to drive any vehicle that's not equipped with an ignition interlock. I'm sending notice to DPS in Austin so that every single officer in the state will know if you are caught in a vehicle, it must have an interlock. And if they catch you in a vehicle and it doesn't have an interlock driving, then you will go to jail. Anything that you want to add?
No, just.
Anything from the state?
Nothing, Judge.
Okay. All right, Mr. Hernandez. We'll have you come up, swear to us that you're not going to drive again with the new case, and then we'll put you back. Thanks.
Thank you, Judge.
So let's do both at 25.
So, what's the final tally? a kid who walked into a legal trap, a woman caught in a violent love triangle, and a neighbor who crashed his own driveway. Patrick's mom wants a miracle, but the judge's warning was loud and clear. One wrong move could be his last. For Mendoza, a piece of paper won't stop a family feud, or flying fists. And Gutierrez, he swore an oath, but the numbers don't lie. The lesson across this docket is simple. Your choices write your sentence long before the judge does. Drop your verdicts below, smash that like, and subscribe. We'll see you at the next hearing.